Make sure you subscribe to catch me because my lives have been cutting in and out all day. All right, so my name is Casper Jones. I handcraft skateboards for Life Skateboards, and you are watching Days with Casper. Kind of a good thing that live cut out because I messed up a little bit there. I pulled the wrong number for layups, so I had to just pull another 3 board layups before we hopped here on this live here. Here at Life Skateboards, we handcraft skateboard decks. We press our own boards, we shape the boards, and we apply the graphics. You can get those at lifeskateboard.com. Let's hope that the connection is doing a little better now. Fingers crossed on that one. Otherwise, we're going to play a little game of unplug the router and see if I know what I'm doing with the Wi-Fi router. I guess I'm a little bummed that the live keeps cutting in and out, but it's been a cool little experience to do multiple lives on the same day. What's up, Brian? Just a heads up, the live has been cutting in and out. So if I disappear, I'll probably be back shortly. Whew. I think we've been through, what, 3 lives trying to get through pressing today? Wow, thank you, Vanessa. I appreciate you. If you guys buy supers while I'm pressing, make sure you put an appropriate note on there that I can put inside the skateboard. I'll write it on there on the inside of the plies. You, me, and the people watching are the only ones that'll know. I'm back. Yeah, thank you for being able to find me, Graybeard. I'm not really sure what's going on with the Wi-Fi here today. The weather should not be affecting it, but it seems to be. So if I disappear, I'll try to be back as quickly as I can. Contest went amazing. We had a great turnout. Ended up actually... 3 guys showed up right after the contest ended. I reached in my pocket and I had not given away one of the prizes, so I got to do a little best trick for 3 guys that showed up a little late. It was a good time. If you're unfamiliar with what you're watching, this is Life Skateboards being made. Right now I'm just taping up the ends of these boards so they don't slide around in the press once we put them in there. I already sanded this tape down once, but it looks like it's going to keep giving me trouble. So we might need to go in the other room and sand it again. I keep setting this tape in wet glue, and then it doesn't want to do the tape thing. When did I start skating? I think I was 10 years old. Had a toy machine complete. Alright, we're just gluing up 2 more of these, and then we will get over to the press where you guys can watch the boards get pressed. We just loaded the long press a little bit ago. Once we're done pressing here today, I've got a stack of boards in the next room, including one of my signature shapes to shape. And remember, you guys can get these boards at lifeskateboard.com. If you like what you're watching, double tap the screen for me. Subscribe if you want to catch these lives. I do not have a live schedule. And if you do like what you're watching, go ahead and subscribe for me because these lives have been cutting out and I want you to be able to find me again when I have to hop back on here. If you guys have any questions about board making, feel free to ask. I'll answer what I can. This step of the process is where I can actually see what you're saying and respond to you. When we get over to the actual pressing and raising the press, it's going to be hard for me to keep up with you guys. And then when we go to start shaping, it's going to be hard for me to keep up unless I'm on the orbital. So, hey, what's up, Coco? Thanks for tuning in. You're watching Life Skateboards be made live right here in New Palestine, Indiana, 20 minutes east of Indianapolis. What type of wood? Maple, specifically Great Lakes or Canadian maple. And I'm back. Yeah, thank you. Sorry the live's been cutting out all day on me, so I'm just doing what I can. Hopping back on the live every chance I get. I don't think anyone should do that. How many layers? These guys are seven plies. You want 5 vertical grains and 2 horizontal grains. But we could do a 6-ply or an 8-ply for you. Our 6-ply, our youth boards come standard as a 6-ply. And we also suggest for our gigantic skateboards, we make boards up to 14.6 inches wide. We suggest to go with a 6-ply for that, just for weight. But we will make a 7-ply or an 8-ply for you if you want. Those things are monstrous. Is the wood used based on your location? No, actually. So maple is the tried and true wood for all wood construction skateboards. It's a very malleable yet strong type of lumber. And then you want Great Lakes or Canadian maple specifically because of where it came from. It doesn't matter where you're making skateboards, you want Great Lakes or Canadian maple. And why is that? Great Lakes in Canada have long winters and slow growth. When you have a tree with long winters and slow growth, you end up with wood that it's not as porous as it could be. A less porous, malleable, and strong wood is what you want for skateboards, so that's why you choose Great Lakes or Canadian maple. I'm not the one that made that decision. That's through years of R&D. All right, one more to glue up here, and then we will load the press up. What is the best way to subscribe? Click that button right there. Of course, Steve, I enjoy educating people on this stuff because at one point I needed to be educated on it. I have lives pretty much any time that I work here and the connection is working out for me. I also tend to go live at events, or I've kind of tossed around this idea of coffee talks where on a day where I'm not coming into work, I'll still sit with you guys out on my balcony and have a little talk with you guys, just kind of keep you up with what's going on, reconnect with everybody. I really like this community, so. The McRib is back. Bathtub Larry. If y'all aren't familiar with Bathtub Larry has been a subscriber here since I didn't know how to change the quality output. And these lives were all grainy and awful. Thanks for being here, bud. How many blanks fit in the presses? So, real quick, whenever a board is not pressed, we call it a layup. So whenever I'm saying layup, it's the wood that will become a board. The presses themselves have different molds on them, and we never want to put more than 3 in a mold so it doesn't lose its concave through the pressing. But right there, we've got a double mold right there. So we've got 4 in there, and we're about to load 4 into this next press as well. So 4 per press at the moment. There you go, man. Love it. Oh, some people say they find this relaxing to watch. Some people find it satisfying to watch. I never knew people would enjoy watching this. So it just stokes me out that people are stoked on it. Have I ever come to India? No, I have not. I've never left the country, actually. See, the farthest south I've gone would be Florida. I went to Pennsylvania this year. That was the farthest east I've gone, and then I've been to the farthest west I've gone with St. Louis. I'm smack dab right in the middle here too, so I'm not very well traveled. What size board do I ride? That's a loaded question right there. 9-inch trucks, but I skate a shaped board that it goes from 9 to 8 to 8.5 to 8.25, but 9-inch trucks. So maybe 9, is that what I should say at that point? You're in Pompano Beach? A beach sounds rad right now. That's for sure. You want one of the boards? If you go to lifeskateboard.com, that's lifeskateboard.com, you're going to be able to pick exactly what you want. We ship all over the world. International shipping sucks, and it's a flat rate. So order with your friends. You'll save on shipping. We'll lose a little. We sell multiple boards. It's worth it for everybody. You ever seen the little rib sandwiches at Speedway? Because those things are great when the McRib isn't back yet. With Bathtub Larry here, just know that this conversation will highly likely, as a very high likelihood, of jumping back to talking about McRibs every once in a while. All right. I'd go and sand this again, but I'm only taping this last one up before we're done in this room here. Alrighty. So let's get you guys on the next tripod. Thank you, Beat Boy. Or wait. Thank you, Sanshin. Beat Boy, what I was doing was taping up the ends of the board so when I do this next step, they don't slide around. They would slide around in the press if I didn't do that. So let me grab these 4 boards here we just glued up. And we're going to load those into the press here. So set it in there, and then we're going to align these as we put them in. We should have a little more clearance than that other pressing. And we're putting these plastic separators in there. They not only separate the boards themselves, but they keep a little bit of glue off of the press. Obviously, not all of it. How do we apply the graphics to the boards? So here at Life, we do things a little bit differently. We use hand-carved Lino blocks, so we commission an artist to carve the reverse image of the graphic that we want into pretty much a big stamp. And then we apply the graphic by hand. It gives us the option to do faded graphics from one color into another. Background graphics, double prints to make the graphic pop, all kinds of fun options. This right above me is one of my old riders. Alignment's extremely important. I know you guys may have not been here for the last pressing, so you might not know that. If the alignment's not right on these boards, the boards aren't good. Can't have that. All right. And now we'll put this last one in there, and we'll start raising these up. As we said before, these could be hooked up as pneumatic jacks. I'm very aware of that. The compressor is just not hooked up through this room. So we're going to do it by hand, a little extra work, same results. grab these sticks we just used on the last press and get to raising it up as long as these guys are locked down. All right. That's rad. McRib board does make sense, doesn't it? Yeah, we try to refrain from anything polarizing here, although I will love and accept you no matter what your personal beliefs are, as long as they're not weaponized against somebody else. That's how I want to. That's how I try to live my life. Everyone's allowed to believe whatever the heck they want to believe, as long as it doesn't end up weaponized against another human being. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can count too. Yeah, as long as the McRib isn't weaponized, we got this. I think the world will be an okay place as long as nobody weaponizes the McRib. So that black striped board up there, you're not going to be able to find that shape on the website, but you can get it if you order the Casper 3.0 shape on there and put that you want the Casper 2.0 shape. This is an old shape, and then if you want that graphic on there like that, that would be considered a collage. So just select the collage thing and say, I want those bar stripes like Casper had on his board, and I'm sure we can do that for you. This actually takes quite a bit to get those stripes on there, but I enjoy doing it, especially on my signature shapes. Somebody orders a shape that you designed, you kind of go all out on it, don't you? Thank you, DeWong. Oh, you better watch out, guys. Bathtub Larry's going to get on your ad. All right. And we are good there. Here we go. I like that this is as controversial as the chat gets here, is discussing McRibs. Thank you, Barry. Sorry. Had a hard time there for a second. All right, so we are done pressing and gluing today. We're going to get on to shaping. That's the fun part. Whenever we're done with gluing, we take the tray, cover it up, and throw this right here. So what you're about to see in the next room is a bunch of templates, and those are not boards, those are the shapes that will be boards. It helps a little bit. So popsicles, ooh, you guys almost fell there. New tripod. Almost dropped you. I don't like skateboard brands. I like this company. I'm pretty against the majority of the factory industry. But we can get into those arguments at some point. Let's see. Shoes, skate vans, trucks I skate, Ace, wheels, Speed Lab forever, and then Superfly speedball bearings forever. Love you, Quentin. I'll try not to, Bros. Whew. Oh, the concaves are amazing. That's actually something we're extremely proud of here at Life Skateboards. Our only negative review is someone that doesn't like slime. I'm sorry, I just read slime balls and just said it. They didn't like deep concave, so we have a mellow concave as well. But are you talking about these? These are templates, not skateboards. Those are all the shapes that are available at Life Skateboards. Whew. How about an 8-9? Does that count? I'll do that. If you were to buy something, what should you buy? Well, JB, if you're used to popsicle shapes, I'm gonna suggest that you go with a popsicle. I don't like popsicle shapes. I like shape boards. But if this is your first board, I would suggest going on lifeskateboard.com, pick out what popsicle you want, and then there's an option that says make my life complete, and we'll finish it out for you. If you're looking at shaped boards though, let me grab a template real quick and I'll show it to you. I might even have one. No, I don't. So this guy right here was my first shaped. This was the first shape that I ever rode for Life Skateboards, and I loved it. This is the mid-twin. It's 8.6 at the truck bed. Obviously, this is the template, not the skateboard. This is how the skateboard is cut out. But I would suggest maybe starting with something like this if you're going to go to shapes. It's symmetrical with the square nose and tail with a taper towards the middle. So really quickly here, I'm going to go through what happens after the boards are pressed, and then I'm going to get to shaping. And thank you so much, Zuhish. Greatly appreciate you. So once the boards are pressed, they come out of the press after 7 days looking like this, right here. So you got an uncut that looks like this. And then the boss man, Sam, comes right over here and puts the truck holes in on this drill press. After those truck holes are applied, one of these templates gets put on there with this hardware through the truck holes. Sam then comes right over here, cuts out the shape, and then you guys are about to watch the rest of the process before graphic application. Matt, are you referring to this one here? That's called the aggro. Unfortunately, we don't let our uncuts out. That's just how we do. We're very proud of our concave. Real quickly here, I'm going to find my respirator. Actually, I just remembered, my respirator's in the car. I don't know. I started driving home from work Friday and realized that my respirator was around my neck. So give me 1 second here. I'm going to go grab my respirator. In the meantime, those of you that have rode Life Skateboards, tell people about it. I'm done. That took far too long. Ooh. Sorry, I have not emptied out all the empty boxes from the event, so I just had to dig through my back seat to find a respirator. Oh. Saul? Who are you responding to? Oh, I see. I think it was a joke. He was just saying I don't think any of you guys can kickflip as a joke. Y'all are fun. And poking fun at each other is always fun. Sorry, I had to double check. But thanks guys. Alright, so I'm gonna get to shaping here. This first step we're gonna do on a 6-ply board. That'll be this guy. So when I get the boards after the cutout, the edge is not at a 90 to the concave. And I bring it to a 90 right here. So that brings it to a 90 with the concave, and then you'll see this next step here. I'm sorry, Austin, the company is called Life Skateboards, but it would be pretty awesome if this was even full-time for me. So unfortunately, we're not hiring. All right, so this here is set up for a 7-ply board, so you're going to watch me kind of angle it down to be able to match it for a 6-ply. So now that's round, but it's not clean. So we're going to bring it right over here to this, and we're going to clean it up. This has an air bladder in it, so I got to go grab the compressor hose and we'll air this guy up. Hose was getting caught on stuff, sorry. Alright, so yeah, I always fill it up so it's full, but still has a little bit of give. Next step here is the Mac wheel, and then onto the orbital where I can keep up with the chat and hopefully get with you guys. Alrighty. And I forgot I have a little tripod. Ooh. Where'd my little tripod go? There we go. Oh. Yeah, since the tripod I generally use for lives is broken, we got this little octopus guy here to keep you guys low on the table. All right, so this orbital is hooked up to a Festool vacuum system, which is why I can take the respirator off and talk to you guys. They are stacked veneer, generally 7 plies of maple. I'm sorry if I missed a couple of stuff. Couple of stuff is what I just said, didn't I? Spaghetti McRib combo sounds great. Mad Dabber's in here. Huge shout out to Josiah, one of my judges this weekend. Thank you so much for all the support and the help that you gave us. Have I heard about fingerboarding? Heck yeah. Somebody gave a mystery gift. What was that? Did I miss something? What's my opinion on McRibs? They're pretty dang good. They might be gross when you think about it too hard, but they taste so good. The sauce is just amazing. Do you wear wigs? It's Mad Dabber. Wow, guys, thank you. You're rad. How much are life sticks? So popsicles are $75, and then the prices go up from there. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, Amber. We do graphics on our boards. We apply all of our graphics with hand-carved lino blocks. If you want to see some examples of those, you can look at lifeskateboard.com. The Life Skateboards Instagram account, or you can scroll back just a little bit and there is a wall in the other room of finished boards. Somebody should probably go check the price of factory boards because we are extremely competitive. What's my dream trick? Frontside invert has been escaping me for a very, very long time. It's really frustrating to be able to Miller flip and not be able to frontside invert. Doing a frontside 360 invert compared to a frontside 180 invert is very frustrating, but that's what my dream trick right now would be. I'm sorry, bud. Can't do that. Remember, guys, I'm just the hourly employee here. The more work you give me by getting boards, the more work that I have. So I get to show you guys more work. I get to pay my bills. And part of the reason I do YouTube here is to create an extra stream of income to kind of make life a little bit easier for me. So you guys are helping out a lot with that. Remember, if you're liking what you're watching, double tap the screen for me. Hit that subscribe button. Wow. Thank you, dude. E-Man, make sure you subscribe so I see you around, dude. Thank you so much. Boy. Transition. Probably park skating a little bit more. You know it. I'm not ashamed of where I'm at. I'm not really willing to talk about the skate community here locally right now. having some very serious issues that were spurned on by a very bitter adult. So that's something that'll get talked about after this local bullshit gets handled. So you can always join the skate community, though. The skate community is an extremely welcoming, awesome group. There's just a few outliers that manipulate children into not accepting other people. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not really going to get too far into details on this until it gets handled properly here locally. So, I don't really enjoy the drama, but man, does it follow me. People like to call holding people accountable drama, but it is what it is. Thanks, E-Man, you're hilarious. I'm liking you being in here. I'm sorry, the company is Life Skateboards out of New Palestine, Indiana. And it started in Muncie, Indiana. But we moved down here recently. Just set up the shop within the last year or so. It's been grad. What type of music am I into? No, I don't know. I've got like a... Let's see, in the car we got the Slayer, Deathwish, we got Death Grip, MF Doom, that kind of stuff. Don't worry about the tea, guys. They're telling on themselves this time, so unfortunately, it's not something that really needs to be addressed in detail until it's handled properly. Thank you, Williams. I appreciate you. Yes, Oi, that is very true. And if he finds his way into here, then it is. It's a very small surfboard, isn't it? I don't think this would work very well for surfing. But, all right, so the bottom and top of this deck are nice and cleaned up. We're going to clean up the edges and then move on to the next one. Oh, these guys? Those aren't welcome. Remember, guys, we make our own skateboards here at Life. Yeah, you're right, Oi. It's very unacceptable, and it's gotten a lot worse. Unfortunately, what's happening right now is being perceived as a reflection of our local scene, and that's just not true. So that's why I don't really want to go into too much detail here. And why I love you guys. I wish, Skateboards, we can make this full time. It sure is, Oi. What's my worst injury? I spiral fractured my fibula, ruptured one of the boys one time. Done a lot of dumb things to myself. Fractured the transverse process on one of my vertebrae. it'll get undone very soon. It's not a reflection of everyone. It's just a loud reflection of some very loud people. And unfortunately, children are impressionable, and when bad people surround themselves by children because they think those kids think they look cool or are cool, they can manipulate them pretty easily. So it's a sad situation, but things will happen. It is what it is. I've been making boards for about 4 years. The company's been around since 2012. All right. Doing a quick little quality control check here. It's a snake, and the plan is to take it up and around. I like snakes. But the story on that was Chris hit me up for some boards. We traded boards for work. He tattooed that. Let's see, he did the 6s on my fingers, and he did an amazing, it's a boa constrictor fighting, I believe, a tiger on my lady's arm. Pretty cool one. He also did this guy on me here in the same session. Really like that guy a lot. Snakes are fun. The most uncomfortable part of it was just stretching the skin out, but not too bad actually. So we're gonna take these through 2 at a time here. I think that'll be a little bit easier to keep track of what's going on. Probably, I don't know, like 5 years, maybe. I'm not sure. Somewhere in there. I don't really remember. Yeah, do it! All right, let's move this tripod over here again so you guys can see what's going on. That'll be a fun angle. Well, hey, thanks for tuning in. Any artwork on the boards? Yes, we apply it here real quick. Show all of you guys. Here's some finished boards on the wall. So we have all these graphics, all these options here. And if you go to lifeskateboard.com, you can see that. I know, oi, but it's okay. We've watched this cycle happen multiple times. And seems that good always comes out on top. So that's all I gotta hope for. All I have to hope for is that good things happen. Cape over here on the drums. Not much, Nick. Thanks for tuning in. Yes, we do, Thaddeus. You're gonna just... Actually, you know what? Let me think about this. I think there's an 8.1 on the website. You check that out. But if you need an exact 8-inch, just message my boss through the Life Skateboards Instagram. That's Life Skateboards 1010. All right, we're gonna get these two guys here. What we got here? We've got the trucks for it. You're asking about the 14.6-inch wide board. Slappy Trucks made a 13-inch truck, and so that's why we made those boards. So I think we are supposed to be getting the Slappy 13 in soon. If they're on the website, we have them. Alrighty. Whew. See this pile moved out of the way here. And then we got to take these two through the orbital. Keep setting the tripod down in the wrong spot. I'm real good at dropping you guys, so we're doing pretty well today. What's up, apprentice? You know it. Ooh. Now, here at Life Skateboards, we do everything. So we're gonna go through each of the steps here of shaping on these next 4 boards here. I apologize. What is that? 2, 4, 5? Oh, one of those is mine. Okay, so there's 4 boards left here to make. So I'm going to finish these 2, then we'll take 4 through every step. I'll try not to, Brian. I'll try not to drop you. It's very clear I was dropped, but. Can I turn myself into a skateboard? I don't know. Somebody, can we do like the little metal implant things and give me like a truck right here and then like right here? That would work. I'll do a me kickflip. All right. One day I will be a skateboard. Hi there, Dayquil. You had these, so you don't know what they are. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Of course, Plenty Pete. Oh, Shauna, I apologize. I am the sole hourly employee here at Life Skateboards. I work with the owner. It would be awesome if there was more work for me here as well. So unfortunately we aren't hiring, but you guys can make things easier for me and the company by ordering boards. The more boards you order, the more I work. The more I work, the more I get to show you guys. And I mean, that's kind of why I do this YouTube thing. I'm going to repeat that. It just kind of helps me out with an extra stream of income. So, and plus I just love you guys. This community is really supportive and great. I really like the reach that I get, being able to explain this to people and show people my passion. So, but good questions though. So popsicles are $75 and then shapes go up from there. If you go to lifeskateboard.com, you'll find exactly what you need. Thank you, Dayquil. Green thumb, it comes with a standard 7, but you can get a 6 or an 8-ply if you want. We suggest a 6-ply on our 14.6-inch board, and our youth board comes standard as a 6-ply. What's up from South Africa? You haven't skated for 20 years, well, guess what? It's never too late, I promise. Remember what Jake Phelps said, skateboarding is always waiting for you. Always true. Alright, now the top and bottom of this are clean, and what I'm doing right now on this step is finishing everything with a 150, removing any excess glue, and then cleaning up the edges before graphics are applied. I'd love to show you guys the process of graphic application live. Unfortunately, I'm in a metal box here, and we're working off of Wi-Fi. The studio's up the driveway there. I can't do that, so I lose you guys when I step outside. But I did post a short of applying some graphics and doing a, what did I do? I did a little background with a double print. So if you want to see that, I did post a little short of it. But I don't know, Oi. I'd ask the community that. I'm not sure. That's entirely up to the community to decide what kind of impact I left, but I hope so. The way I view life is a collective of our impact here on Earth, so I hope that I left a positive one. No, green thumb. I mean, there's so those are shock absorbent risers. There's also other risers. It just depends on what size wheels you're going to be riding. I don't know. Skateboarding skills? Yeah. Won't argue with that. Lino block printing. We use hand-carved lino blocks. So we have an artist that carves the reverse image into a lino block piece, and then we apply it like a big stamp. And, I mean, it does prevent it, but not that much. Stress fractures are going to end up happening on a board that you have for long enough, no matter what. But yeah, there's not really much you can do to prevent that over time. Don't skate the boards. You're supposed to skate the boards. That's what we make them for. I'm just messing with you, Tom. Do I skate the boards? So these are for customers whenever... So I ride for the company. I have a signature shape and graphic with the company. Whenever there's a board that comes through that's got like a split in it, you guys see that split right there? That becomes mine. So those are the boards that I skate. I skate your guys' scraps. Yeah, get a life, guys. Thanks, Dark. If you didn't know, the little slogan we do here is get a life, because we want you to get a life skateboard. I skate, yes. No, it's all right, Tommy. I didn't mean to call you Tommy. I saw sorry and read that as Tommy. Oh, no, I don't use them for construction projects and things like that because it's just for me to skate. Sam does some other things with some of the uncuts, like if one of them comes out split, let me show you here. So like this guy. This guy came out of the press, and it's got a slight split in it right here. So the reason that what we're gonna do with this now is this is a wheelbase template. So some of this gets used for that. Every once in a while, Sam just cuts me a new board when I need one. It was a pleasant surprise today to walk into one. We're out of New Palestine, Indiana. That's 20 minutes east of Indianapolis. Yeah, I mean, we can do that with scraps and stuff as well. I used to make furniture out of used boards, like just put the boards themselves against the 2x4. But now, since I have the option to actually relaminate the boards, you can make material that, let's see here. Give me one moment. I'll bring you a little piece of material to give you an example of things you can work with the boards or the board scraps or things like that. There we go. So like this guy right here. So you can repress boards into material like this and make little things out of it. I've made like screwdriver handles and things like that out of it. I bet they will. I bet they will. I'm not too much into collegiate anything at all in any way, shape, or form, but boiler up, piss on those fucking Hoosiers. I'm sorry. Whoa, that was a complete accident, guys. Boiler up, bad Hoosiers. I went to Purdue. Didn't finish. Don't call me educated. I didn't finish, but... The old fight song came out of nowhere. Whoa. Didn't mean to pull that one on you guys, my bad. I was like reading through the acronym in my head without understanding what I was about to say, and I apologize, but I'm glad I entertained some of you. Back in my shorts far enough, that sounds weird, but if you scroll back far enough in there, you will find me tray flipping the triple XL shape. Hey, I will say, Michael, whenever Ohio State came to play, I lived right next to the Ackerman course, right there where everybody tailgates at Purdue. The Ohio fans were the funnest to tailgate with, I'll say that for sure. Yes, sir. Sorry, E-Man. Back to work, my bad. Hey guys, if you're liking the stream, double tap the screen for me. Let YouTube know you like it. That was a trigger response. My bad. Yeah, tray flipped that one. It took a lot of effort. It was like all of the scoop for more than a 540 flip to get that thing around, and then waiting for like a business day and a half for the whole board to flip around. Thanks, guys, for bumping that number up. We hit 100. Thank you. Thank you, Tom. You'll get it dark, I bet. And Brian, I'd like to do a live stream every day. Even if I'm not working, I'm going to start doing those Coffee Talks live streams, so I'll be able to talk with you guys and keep up with you. I would have done one yesterday, just dealing with a lot of stuff here locally. Dusty, that's for sure. Not Sandy. No, this is Patrick. Is that a better answer? No way. It's okay, Oi. It is what it is. People are going to be ungrateful. People are going to shit on things that they don't understand how much work went into it. It is what it is. I'm just trying to keep my head up so that I don't give up. You know what I mean? I've been putting a lot of work into this community and putting a lot of work in for all these events that we do and the whole skate park and the expansion that we're working towards and all of that. And this is very discouraging. It is what it is, though. So it is what it is. I'll forgive them when they grow up. I won't forgive the adult that manipulated them. You know what I mean? Thank you, Anders. When you find the talent, please let me know. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, it's just so definitely very disheartening, but I don't know. I don't think these unfortunately for them, these kids don't understand or know what I've actually been through and persevered through, even though it's pretty public, but I've been through a lot worse, I promise. Thank you, Anders. I appreciate it. You're the bomb. You're the bomb, man. And what a name, Anders. I like that. Did you get a lot of attention when Workaholics came out? Hey, thanks for tuning in, Cody. I had a lot of people watching from India today. That's pretty rad. A little bit of touch up here, and then we are good to go. And there's another popsicle. Remember, you can get these boards at lifeskateboard.com. That's lifeskateboard.com. All right, really quickly here, for those of you that have not seen this yet, I'll show you some of these finished boards here. So those are all boards with graphics on them. These are boards curing, ready to be cut soon. Here's all your templates. And here's me working. All right, so we just pushed through those two boards here. Now we're gonna go grab two more boards and take them through. And we will save my favorite shape for last. We're gonna do two more popsicles here, then one more popsicle, and then the last board is actually my signature shape that I designed. And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe just in case this live cuts off, and to be able to catch me more in the future. I don't have a normal live schedule, so best to just turn on notifications if you want to watch these. All right. Alrighty, and on to the next one. Oh, hi there, Doom. I'm sorry. So you won't be seeing any graphic application here today. However, let me think about this. That wouldn't be too hard at all. We'd probably just tape it off to get your colors on the bottom there. But we apply most of our graphics with Lino blocks. What I'm going to be doing here today is just shaping. Sorry, you guys are coming out of my tripod there. We're just going to be shaping today. The graphic application happens in the studio up the driveway. We're in a big metal box here, working off of Wi-Fi. So I don't want to lose you guys. But there is a short of graphic application if you would like to see that. All right, here goes my favorite part, and what I've been told is your guys' favorite part. Not taking the tape off, that's the most boring part of the process. Don't worry, everybody's let me know that. It is 4:04 here right now. Let's angle you guys up a little better there. Probably pull you away from the... This thing is loud. I don't want to deafen anybody. Check on the chat real quick. What we got? Oh, thanks guys. You guys are answering each other's questions? Heck, you don't even need me. It's like a snowboard, but not a snowboard. This thing is tiny. for a snowboard, isn't it? We have had people take our boards and add a ski onto it to turn it into a makeshift snow skate, which is pretty cool. Get you over to the Mac wheel here. What's up? Thank you, bud. How long have I been making skateboards? About 4 years. The company's been around since 2012. All right. Ooh. Bear with me here, guys. The temperature change that's going on here in the Midwest is not making my sinuses very happy. So ignore the baby elephant that's about to scream from the next room. It's clearly not me blowing my nose, I promise. That's a weak elephant. Whew. Sorry about that. Not trying to have any bats in the cave on you guys. Oh. We're gonna get back to the orbital sanding here, and then we've got 2 more boards to shape, and then I do have my board to shape, which we might get to today, might get to it tomorrow. It is storming outside right now. How's the weather where you guys are at? I didn't mean for this to get into that kind of chit chat, but hopefully you guys can get out and skate. Cloudy. That's a bummer. Oh, thank you, Benji. Thank you for the maple, Canada. Hi there, Russell. I'm sorry, I don't believe we met yet. My name's Casper Jones, and I handcraft skateboards for Life Skateboards. Who are you? No, that's never fun. Thank you, Russell. See, I'm a little bit quick with the trolls on here. Unfortunately, you might be one of the trolls that just leaves it to the internet. Unfortunately, some people here locally are taking it so far that it's affecting people directly. So, had to test the waters with you, but most of the time the trolls that hop in here that have, you know, mildly okay intentions when they come in, you guys stick around and we're cool. All right, Vaughn, thanks for joining in. He's a nice troll. Thank you. Can you do a backflip? No, not with my feet. I can do a Miller flip. It's a front side 360 invert that people keep thinking is a backflip. I don't know. Arbor clothing? Tell me about them. Of course, Moon Boy. I don't have a fingerboard, no. Hey, thank you, Benji. Hopefully you can catch me sometime soon. Thanks for the support, bud. Oh, dude, making your own board wheel company. That's rad. Good luck, and I kind of want to see what you do. I specifically skate Speed Labs because I like their process, and I think probably the coolest thing about wheel production, if I was the one doing it, I've never made wheels, but making the swirls on the wheels, I think that would probably be the coolest. Thanks, Moon Boy. I mean, would you count a Miller flip as kind of a backflip? That's only when I'm skateboarding, though. That's, you grab the board, backhand, toe side, yank it towards your head, and then while you're upside down, reach for the coping and finish the 360 after the plant. Does that count? I actually haven't skated Team Payne Parks, but my buddy Dusty worked with him for a while. Now, a cartwheel, I might be able to get you on that, bud. I can do some handsprings and stuff. Mainly because I wanted to learn street plants. Oh, yes, I can kickflip. Here, let me show you. Done. Yeah, it's a trick that I really like and like to do a lot, so it ends up in pretty much every edit I post. I've got some videos of me skating on here. Obviously, I can't do that right now, but no, I do not know Tony Hawk. I had an opportunity to meet him before I got sober, and unfortunately missed that opportunity by 15 minutes by eating shit at the skate park, going home, getting too drunk to come back. If that's not a lesson not to drink, I don't know what else is. What's up, Bablu? Yeah, 'cause, afraid to try a cartwheel in here, in general. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but everything's kind of tighter together than it seems. I'm making a skateboard here, finishing up. This is the last step of standing. Standing is what I meant to say. Enunciate, Casper. Enunciate. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm good on a skateboard, not on much other things. But, yeah, I'll show you sometime, Moon Boy. Next time I'm doing a live where I got space, I gotcha. Thank you too, Moon Boy. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you run across some beautiful backflips. You know it, Josh. From Strizzy. I like that. Josh, can I take that? I want to use that for an ad. Skateboard scraps from Skrizzy. I want to use that. Oh, please don't make that comparison. Please. Please never make that comparison. I don't hit women. Thanks, Bun. Hey, thank you, Josh. Wow. Huge shout out to Josh for that one. Thank you so much, man. It's you guys that do that for me that really show me just how much you guys support. I really just stoked on everybody watching and being a part of this. But thank you so, so much, dude. You guys are awesome. Who's my favorite skateboarder in general? Let's see. Right now, as far as what they do and how they do it, probably be between Clay Kreiner and Grayson Fletcher. Really just like a very aggressive, crazy style. As far as like favorite person in skateboarding in general, I honestly, personally, for me, it's gonna have to be Bam Margera. I had the opportunity to meet him and go to his house this year, and it was really cool. He's recently sober. I'm 8 years sober. We were able to talk about those things and get some really good insights into his sobriety. I'm really stoked on his recovery. I'm really stoked on him being out and skateboarding again and having fun and skating just to skate. So he'd probably be my current favorite person in skateboarding, I think. All around wise. A little bit of touch up on the nose here. another popsicle from Life Skateboards. We're ready to go. And do this other one here on the orbital, and then we'll take the next two boards through the belt sander. Race allele. I'm a little out of the loop. Oops. Sorry guys, I screenshotted so that I can look that up later. Awesome, Josh. Yeah, that is awesome. That's one of the cool things that Bam talked about was like, now that he's not, you know, like pushing it, and I mean, he is pushing it, but he's not pushing it to make it, you know what I mean? He's already made it, so he just gets to skate. He was talking about like he can just go to a skate park and skate. He can go do the thing he wanted to do. Go skate the mini ramp. Go skate this part. He doesn't have to kickflip over the fence on the way out. You know what I mean? He's just having fun. So I really enjoy that he's able to do that, and that's awesome, Josh. Just, I mean, skateboarding is such just a freeing thing in general, the act of skateboarding. And that's why I think it's so important to make it, you know, a safe place for everybody to be able to enjoy that thing. This little wooden toy, literally what he said. He was like, yeah, if I'm going to be at the skate park, I've got to kickflip over the fence so that everybody sees it. But now I can just go skate the curb. I love this saying this part. Like, I bet he had to do a lot of stuff and get broke off on a regular basis. Oh, hi there, Red. You may be unfamiliar with what we're doing here, but this is Life Skateboards. We actually make all of our boards in-house. If you're referring to the mass-produced China boards at Walmart, these are not them. If you want one of these, you can get them at lifeskateboard.com. And if you have any more questions, Red, feel free to ask. I love skateboards too. Life is my favorite part. Really? That's interesting. So, Stranger Things brought people to skateboarding? That's really cool. I didn't even think about that. So, everybody correct me if I'm wrong. I believe PS Sticks is in Mexico, right? So the Skate 1 warehouse is still in the US. That would be the Palo Peralta flight decks, and I do have a lot of respect for them. They tried to make a board that's going to last a lot longer. They didn't stick with all wood construction, it is what it is. But then their price point boards are made in China, and they are very honest about it. There's other companies like Sea-Rat, Last Arrow, Fickle used to be one of them. There's other people that are pressing boards and making boards like this with a dedication to the quality of the craft. You just got to find them. But in my opinion, if they're throwing a heat transfer on there, they're ruining it. Hey, thank you, Josh. Hopefully you catch me on more of these lives. Loved having you in here, man. Thank you for tuning in. Can I remember Granddad? The name? I'm not sure. Oh, hey, thanks for the high five. Got you right back there. I got the memory of a dead goldfish, so I couldn't tell you the plot if I had a gun to my head. Alrighty, a little bit of love right here. Now, let's see, did we just do both of those? Yep. All right, so this next step here is going to be the last two. What we got? Great wheels and trucks and the cheapest variety of everything else. You got that a little backwards, bud. You should go with the highest quality for your board. So if you go through us at Life Skateboards, and please check this on the website. I need to personally check this. The price used to be $110. We updated the website. We had to bump up prices for veneer prices skyrocketing. Popsicles went from 70 to 75. I'm not entirely sure if the complete price went up or not, but we used to have an option, and I believe that option is still on there for Make My Life Complete. You order a deck, click that option, and you get your deck with matching trucks, wheels, bearings, hardware, and grip. And it used to be $110 plus the price of a deck, so that would be $180 before tax for a popsicle complete. And then you're getting a handcrafted high-quality deck that's going to last you a long time. As far as what's the best trucks and wheels, in my personal opinion, I personally skate Ace. We've got Ace. And then I order Speedlab wheels directly from Speedlab, and skate my Superfly speedball bearings. All right, we are going to shape these last two boards here, and then maybe I'll shape my signature shape. I'll be real honest with you guys. I'm getting a little hungry, and food's at home, so. Hey, thanks for the good questions, Super Syntax. You giving me the opportunity to explain stuff like that is honestly pretty fun. Ace trucks are the best, and then we can get into the specifics on it. Ace makes Ace Classics and AF1s. The AF1s are better, quality-wise. But me personally, I don't like the sound of the AF1s and how they grind on concrete coping compared to the Classics, so I personally skate Ace Classic 55s. See ya, Barrick. Thanks for tuning in. All right, I'm going to throw my respirator on, and we're going to shape these last couple boards here. So, we have another popsicle right here. They're boring, but we still make them. And then we've got my new signature shape. Might need to cut a new one for this signature shape. We'll see how this works out. All right, let's throw the respirator on and we're going to start with that shape. That guy took a little bit more love, but we made it work. Alrighty, I'll go on to this next guy here. Let's get you guys on the other tripod. Sorry that we're moving around so much today. It is what it is. Alright, let's get you guys right here. It looks thick because you're looking at a square edge on a skateboard. That's not something you normally see. What's the point of it? So I personally designed it. It's designed to be more fun, in my opinion. I took the square tail that I used to have and rounded it off. The curves. Let me grab it. So these curves make grabs feel really ergonomic. Obviously, this is not a finished board. This extra curve right here that was not intentional, but when I do a crook grind, that's straight, which I really like. I like this little bump out here because I can hang my heel off and push it around, whether that's to get it in or out of a Smith, combo on transition, or whatever I'm doing. But yeah, but see, it's thick because it's square. When we round it off, you'll see a little bit more. Remember, the majority of this material is gone off the board after we round it off. It is 8.5 in the very center, 9 inches on the Trex. What's up, Vaughn? Thanks for tuning back in. We got all the way back up to my signature shape here at Life Skateboards. And we are trying to make this one work here. going to do one more here. It sure does, doesn't it? That's actually extremely dangerous, too. It's part of the reason that my hair is up now, is because it tried to kill me once. So, we don't... Unfortunately, I'm going to have to end the live real quickly here. I might hop back on to finish those boards. So if you guys want to catch me again, just subscribe for me. No, we do not use steam at all to form it. Let me answer this. There we go. But all right, I've just got to make a phone call to the boss man real quick. Having an issue with one of the boards here. Want to make sure what I'm doing is right. So I'm going to go ahead and end the live. I will be back in a little bit here. So subscribe for me, turn on notifications, and I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget, you can get these boards at lifeskateboard.com. That's lifeskateboard.com. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in a little bit.